Ahoy, hoy, I'm Pavo.
And I'm Neil.
And welcome to That's No Moon.
It's a podcast.
Your weekly digest of all the news that is Star Wars. And what news?
Well, what news indeed, Pavo?
Well, let me say, we go, ooh, what news? And this is going to sound like I'm really slagging Star Wars off, but we've been here before.
We have.
So...
Let's start again.
Come
So,
on,
in the last 24 hours, big news did break that Colin Trevorrow has been dropped, shall we say, from episode 9. He has left the project. So they've officially released a statement, and it goes as follows. So, Lucasfilm and Colin Trevorrow have mutually chosen to part ways on the Star Wars Episode 9. Colin has been a wonderful collaborator throughout the development process, but we have come to the conclusion that our visions for the project differ. We wish Colin the best, and we will be sharing information about the film very soon. So, is it to do with Colin's mauling of his last film, The Book of Henry, and the critical panning and the box office panning of that movie? Or is it that he wanted to go in a direction that Lucasfilm weren't happy with? Or what, have you got any sort of... What do you think?
People said when that Book of Henry came out, people were saying, "Oh, that's it. He's going to be chucked off of episode 9." And I was thinking, well, why?
Yeah.
Not every you
can't have 100% success rate, can you?
And you can't tell me they hired him before the Book of Henry.
Yeah.
So they know what they're getting with him. They know what the thing is.
And he was writing a treatment of the script. All right, they brought in extra script writers, but that's not unusual anyway.
So I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand another movie that he's made would make them change their mind that way.
The only thing I was thinking about today was that maybe they're in the storyboard process, and what he had visioned didn't fit with what they wanted. Do you see what I mean? So he was there helping with the storyboards, because obviously he would, because he's the director. So they're planning out the shot-by-shot sequence on those, and whoever it is, whether it's Kathleen Kennedy, well, that's the rumour is that him and Kathleen Kennedy have come to blows, not physically, but...
but I don't get it. This is the second time now in successive movies where they're saying that the director hasn't got the same vision as, in inverted commas, Lucasfilm. And it doesn't make any sense.
So they should just basically hire a director, for hire. One of these by-numbers directors. If they've already got a vision...
Exactly. Why hire... surely the director, when they're hiring him, the director is pitching their idea for the movie.
Yeah.
Or at least saying, this is the sort of thing I would like to do. And then they go, yeah, okay, we'll hire you, or no, we won't. That's the bit that I don't understand. And it's not the fact that it's happened once, it's happened...
twice now. But we still don't know about the Lord and Miller, do we? They think it's because, the lot of the rumours are it's because Lord and Miller wanted to turn Han Solo into an all-out comedy.
Right, so again, surely that would have been their sensibility at the very start. So why hire them?
Yeah, to say to them, look, no, I don't know how it works.
But even so, I class this as the same kind of thing, with the fact that you've got somebody that must have gone in there and they know what his sensibilities are and they know what his strengths are, so they hire him on those strengths.
Yeah, on that basis of everything like that.
So then to say, the thing is, it's a little bit in the same vein as Han Solo, because Episode 9 comes out in less than 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's May of 2019 that they've got planned. So I would assume that it would start shooting January, February next year.
You would have thought so,
like Episode 8 did at the start of this year.
Yeah.
Was it? No.
I've got a theory about this, because I reckon Han Solo isn't going to come out in May now. I reckon they are going to move that soon.
I disagree.
Do you?
Yeah, because they would have said by now.
No, I don't think so.
They would have said by now that when Ron Howard went in there, he would have said, "I'm really looking forward to doing it," and then they would have made some kind of thing saying, "Right," because they're showing that it's being filmed. He's doing all these little tweets and Instagrams. Excuse me, and that's the bit. I still think that that's going to come out in May. I saw this news this morning, and it's again. I think I said this when it was about the Han Solo movie. That was the first time that I was actually nervous for Star Wars.
Right.
Now, this is the first time that I've actually been a bit pissed off.
With Star Wars?
Yeah, because now I don't know. What also gets me is that there are now currently, there's been 2 films out, and we've got 2 films that are being worked on.
Well, you've got one imminent, haven't we?
One
in
imminent.
About 100 days or whatever it is, it's going to be out.
But there's been pre-production on episode 9 has started.
Well, there's say film bits for it.
Right, but that's 5 movies so far in the new regime, if you like. Out of those 5 movies, only 2 of them have been settled productions. You haven't heard anything about, Force Awakens, everything
nothing.
Seemed like it was going fine. Everything was great. Obviously, you had
J.J. Abrams, who's also
but it still had a little bit of drama. Harrison Ford breaking his leg and things like that.
And then you had Rogue One, had a little bit at the end where there was rumours that he was...
No, it had massive reshoots. They completely changed the final third of the movie. They brought another director in to help out. So but
everything was calm, wasn't it? It was a calm camp, I think.
I think it was the fact that at the time, everybody, all the fans were going, well, don't worry, there's reshoots. Every movie has reshoots. Episode 8, from what we've seen, has been very calm. Yeah. Has been very good. But Han Solo so far has just been, and I'm not saying it's a disaster, but when you fire directors 7 months into the shoot, there's something seriously wrong.
Yeah, there's got to be something seriously wrong.
And then episode 9, so if you look at their average, they're 2 good and 3 that have been rocky. That's not a good
start, is it?
And DC fans, please forgive me, but that's like DC in sort of terms of things going wrong.
Yeah.
And it's not what I want to see from Star Wars. I know that you're going to get things going wrong.
Let me just move on
like
to something else I read today. The rumour mill's obviously going through, and some of the people in the business are starting up the rumours. And now the favourite to take over is Rian Johnson.
Right. Well, I could, and the other one was J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
I totally understand that would make complete sense.
Yeah.
Because they're in the saga world. They've both done movies that have been. One was very, very successful, and one sounds like a very successful shoot and production. It makes absolute sense.
It does.
And I'm hoping that Star Wars now get away from the Marvel DC thing of hiring directors from 3 movies time.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Hire the director, and then that's what's happening next. And get that one done, get that one going, so that
But then I suppose the director has to come on from very early stages to get he's directing it. That's what I said. He needs to be the director. He is the storyteller in principle.
No, that's fine.
You're watching his vision overall.
I don't mind them saying, right, in 2020 we're going to have an Obi-Wan movie, 2021 there's going to be a Yoda movie.
Yeah.
I don't mind that, but don't hire the director now for like the 2021 movie, which is what they did with, they announced that Rian Johnson and Colin Trevorrow were going to be episode...
Josh Trank first,
well,
wasn't it?
But it was episode 8 and 9. So Colin Trevorrow was hired 3 years ago. And that's why I honestly can't believe...
Do you think that was just on the basis of Jurassic World?
Well, yeah, obviously. Yeah. I mean, he'd done 2 movies, hadn't he?
Yeah.
And that's why I can't believe that the Book of Henry would be the reason that he's been sacked, or that they haven't. Now, look, another thing is, when it was The Force Awakens and when it was the start of Rogue One, everyone was lauding Kathleen Kennedy, saying how fantastic she is. I still think she's the one that keeps things together. I don't know her. I've never spoken to her. I mean, we've seen her. She
sounded nice from when we were... Let's go back to the Star Wars celebrations. People queued from midnight to get to the panels, didn't they?
Yeah.
And she bought pizza.
Yeah. I mean, all right. Those things are also PR.
Yeah, but it sounds nice.
But it sounds nice. I mean, I'm assuming somebody like herself who has been a producer and an executive producer
and worked with probably the biggest director in the world
for 30 years, has to have a little bit of steel in there to keep her at the top.
Exactly. If you think of her success rate that she's had, it's been huge.
And she's the head of this massive corporation, Lucasfilm.
And she's got to be a strong person because she's a female in a very male-dominated business.
That's my point.
She must be a bit savvy.
But the stories that have come like from Han Solo, that said that Lord and Miller didn't get on with. I mean, that was more, I think, with Lawrence Kasdan than Kathleen Kennedy. Again, I'm a Star Wars fan, so I don't sort of want. I'd back up Kathleen Kennedy because, like you say, her strike rate with Spielberg and all that is better than not. My only worry is in this new era of Star Wars, we're 2 for good and 3
not so good.
Not so good as bad. Not so good as in production wise. Yeah. I mean, I love Rogue One's a great film, but I would love to see what the original version was like. The same as I would like to see what Lord and Miller's version would have been.
Yeah, what they wanted to do. It'd be nice if you could read their script.
Yeah, although a lot of people are saying, but it was like the Ace Ventura Star Wars movie. Now, you know how I feel about Ace Ventura. That would just... But that's what scares me. I don't want to go into a cinema and come out of it going, oh my God, that is a shit Star Wars film. And the more and more these stories go on, the more and more you think... I mean, look, Ron Howard is a good, solid director.
Well, that's what he is.
I think that's exactly what they needed to do.
Safe hands, isn't he?
Yeah, and the trouble is, he's on a no-win, really, because if the movie's really good, then they'll go, oh, well, it's Ron Howard, isn't it? He's a safe pair of hands, like you just said. If it's really bad, they'll go, well, that's because Ron Howard, isn't he? What a load of shit that was.
And they look at the shit he's made.
Exactly, so he can't win, really.
No, and he's a bit like 50-50, but I think...
I mean,
even with his... Going quickly on to Ron Howard, even with his shit films, and he has done some bad films, visually they are amazing.
Yeah, and
so I have got a bit of hope in what he'll do. I'd like to see Rian Johnson carry it on. I think there's no reason why not.
Well, I reserve judgment until I've seen episode 8.
I mean, if
I had to choose right now, I'd choose J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
Because I think what he did, even now, 2 years? 2 years?
Yeah.
2 years. Yeah, 2015, wasn't it? I still, if that movie's on, I will watch it from wherever it is to the end. Yeah. There's something about The Force Awakens. And what really pisses me off now is that everybody is jumping on the Last Jedi wagon. And the people that were really, really going overboard with how they loved The Force Awakens last year are now going, well, yeah, it was an okay film.
I know, they changed their tune, don't they?
And I think, look,
how soon as they forget.
Yeah.
But as soon as something's popular, that's always the case, isn't it?
They all get carried away with the emotion. I did exactly the same with The Phantom Menace. I came out of that cinema the first time I watched it, I thought it was the best movie I ever seen. Yeah. And while I still love the prequels, that movie ain't Citizen Kane.
No.
It's not.
Do you know, I watched it and absolutely came out buzzing. But when I went to see it the second time with Phantom Menace, I didn't think it was a It didn't feel like a Star Wars movie.
Yeah. So that's what it's going to be for me. I'm maybe like the typical thing you never want your parents to say is, I'm not angry, I'm just a little bit disappointed.
Yeah.
And I hope that they can sort it out.
Well, if you're listening to this, Kathleen Kennedy, we're a little bit disappointed.
Yeah. So, sort yourself out. But in the end, it doesn't matter who's directing it. It doesn't matter what's going on backstage, if you like, as long as we get a good Star Wars film. And if, like you say, you don't think it's going to be, like Han Solo's going to be out until December rather than May, I don't care, as long as it's a good film.
Just got this inkling that it'll change. I just do. I don't know why.
I just want to mention, we had a message, so I put out on Facebook, anyone have any comments, and Karen Clark, who I'm not sure is a big Star Wars fan, but she went, well, oh my God, they've been having these sort of problems before, haven't they? So I think it's seeping out into the wider world as well. That it seems that all at the moment is what people seem to talk about, the fact that there's problems on a Star Wars
But you
set.
see, as well, people always try and find the worst. When something like this happens, I mean, we're only going by rumours. It might literally be that Colin Trevorrow and Kathleen Kennedy had a discussion, and Colin Trevorrow said, do you know what, I don't think I can do this. It could easily be.
Yeah, absolutely possible.
And we're sort of saying, oh, they've done this, and they fired it. I mean, it's all rumour mills.
Yeah. But I think that what they need to do now, because the other thing that really I can't understand is why we haven't got a Last Jedi trailer yet.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
And it seems they need to start doing a little bit of positive PR to get people back, because they keep putting these Star Wars blips on YouTube with these little 2-minute cartoons that mean nothing
to anyone,
and they're like for kids. And
I've stopped watching them.
Yeah, now. and you look underneath on all the comments, and people are just going, "Where's the trailer? Where's the Last Jedi trailer?" And you would even think, because it's only about 8 months until Han Solo comes out, if they're sticking to that.
That's what I mean. You'd think that a teaser trailer would materialise for that. You know, we've had teaser trailers for next year, like Black Panther is next year. We've had the teaser trailer for that and things like that. And
and we are now less than 100 days away from
I know
the Force Awakens, the Last Jedi. So there you go.
And maybe do you think they're only going to release one more trailer then? Is this a ploy then to you? Are they doing it with The Last Jedi, where they're actually not releasing as many trailers as they have before? On the simple fact is they want to hold everything secretive. So you're walking into that cinema. Yeah, I don't know.
I think as soon as they release a trailer, it'll be like The Force Awakens, and there'll be TV spots, international trailers.
But we had 3 trailers for the Force Awakens.
We did, but we ended up getting loads of like TV spots and stuff, didn't we? And I think that's what it'll be. I think once one comes, the floodgates will open, and it'll be full on.
I think it'll be imminent, though.
It has to be.
It really will be.
It has to, I mean, we're into September already, so it has to be.
Need to think: is there a big Disney film coming? No, there's not. Is there until Thor?
No, well, Thor will be the next one. Yeah.
So.
There you go.
Right, well, talking to Han Solo, Paul Bettany has joined the cast of Ron Howard's Han Solo movie. It is not known who he will play or what he is doing on there. So, he's a solid little guy, isn't he?
Yeah, so you know the background to this, then?
Not fully, no.
So it's Michael K. Williams that was in The Wire.
Yeah, he left.
So he left because he was, or he is, directing and starring in a movie, I think in South Africa, something like that.
Right.
And when they had to do the reshoots, when Ron Howard came aboard, because he had committed himself to writing, I think he might even be writing it, but directing and starring in this movie, he said, "I'm sorry, I can't do the reshoots." So they looked at the script and decided to take his character out of the movie. And I think he was playing some kind of... he was going to be motion capture, so he was going to be there, but then it was going to be like an alien-human hybrid kind of thing. So what they've done now is the rumour is that Paul Bettany is playing it's sort of that role in the movie, where it's exactly the same character. Apparently he's supposed to be a human character rather than a CGI.
Well, it did say that he's supposed to be human, but that hasn't been confirmed.
But that's the reason that Paul Bettany has been brought in at this late stage, so that Michael K. Williams...
But he's worked with Ron Howard before, hasn't he?
He has. Master and Commander. No, he wasn't Master and Commander, was he?
No, it was Da Vinci Code he was in.
Da Vinci Code, and also Beautiful Mind.
Beautiful Mind, yeah, of course.
There you go.
That's good.
So I mean, Paul Bettany he's just a good...
I like Paul Bettany.
He's a good, solid actor.
And he's worked with Disney before as well, hasn't he, in the Marvel films?
He is Vision.
He is. And I should give it a quick shout out, even though it's been and gone, was Force Friday was last week.
Indeed.
Now, you bought a few bits.
I did. Only the Toys R Us that we have locally to us is not very good for Star Wars. It has a nice big sign as you walk through the door, stuff. But then about not very much stuff. So yeah, I've got a Supreme Leader Snoke. I've got my Porg, which I was quite happy with, because I do think that's going to be the sort of thing that's going to sell out at Christmas. It's going to be all you're not going to get anything. And also I got the new Luke Skywalker.
Well, the Porg has been spoken to be the toy for Christmas.
Yeah.
So.
No, the one thing about the new Luke Skywalker is, I don't know if you can see, but he's holding a stick. It's almost like a staff, like Rey has. I'm wondering whether that is like he unscrews a bit and that's his lightsaber. I know that people say...
like the old brolly?
Yeah, because it doesn't... It's not like... I mean, do you want to grab it and have a look? Look, I'll even think... obviously, the people on the podcast won't be able to hear this, but they won't be able to see this, but I just want to show so I can see Neil. It doesn't look like a... It's not like a wooden stick.
No, it looks metallic. If we describe that, it's a metallic sort of stick that he's holding as a walking stick.
So I'm just wondering whether that is... Yeah, that seems to me like... Because I think he might be a little bit like Yoda was in Attack of the Clones. He might sort of walk with a limp, and then as soon as he needs to
fight or do things, he'll
off he goes.
So, what other toys did you see that took your?
Well, I like the R2D2 Sphero.
Right, yeah.
Which looks good. The pop figure I should have got was the what's it called? The B.
Well, it looks like the evil BB-8, doesn't it? The dark BB-8.
Yeah, B89E. So that was one that I thought I wanted to get in, and then also the Chewbacca, because obviously Chewbacca must fall in love with the Porgs, because his Chewbacca, he's holding a Porg. And obviously we had that picture of Chewie at
Wouldn't it be
in the Millennium
like
Falcon.
they've done that and they've got the Porgs and all that, and they think Chewie's, and all he's done is found them as a snack. So in the movie, everybody's like, and then suddenly he's like,
that would be quite funny, though. That would be funny, though. Excuse me, I'm yawning. That's nothing to do with the fact that I'm talking to you, Neil.
But no, that's very good. So there was, I was going to mention the BB-8. That looked really good. But they seem to come away from those drones, haven't they? Do you remember all the big thing with the?
They had some. See, that was one thing that got me excited at Toys R Us. They had one, the Millennium Falcon one, in like the like a bargain bin. I thought, well, I'm gonna have a look at that, and I think it went down from like $99.99 to $89.99. I thought. You say that, though. Remember when we went to Star Wars Celebration?
They had those little drones.
Yeah, they're on sale.
They are now.
Yeah.
You can order away.
And they're like the next sort of level of drones, because they're quite small, but they're very nippy and fast. So
yeah, I'd be frightened where to use that, because they were really fast.
They were really fast, and you'd need...
Imagine that would just twat around your house, wouldn't it? Damage pictures and all that. So, anyway, what do you think about the new situation with Colin Trevorrow leaving episode 9? Sorry. Do you think it's good, bad, or who would you like to step into the director's chair? Let us know, please do.
That's it. And come and subscribe to the podcast. The podcast is up on iTunes. If you just put in... Although I will say, if you just put in That's No Moon, there is actually very naughtily another podcast called That's No Moon.
Well, you want the original one?
Yeah, so you want the one that's done by Pancast. If you put in Pancast on the podcast app of your choice, be it Stitcher or Apple Podcasts, as it's called now, not iTunes. And come and leave us a review and rate it and subscribe and all that gubbins.
And find us on Facebook as well. Just put Pancast into Facebook. Come and like the page and follow along with us.
And also go on YouTube, because we have all our stuff on YouTube as well. Just, again, Pancast TV. So that's
Marvellous.
it. That's it for episode 45.
Wow, didn't that go quick?
Well, it's big news.
It was.
And it's been a while since we've had some big news for Star Wars.
Yeah, it's been very drip
very
news,
drip, just like my willy.
On that note. His fleshlight.
So there you go. So thank you very much from me.
And thank you very much from me. We've been the two Ronnies, and we'll see you all again soon.
And may the force be with you all.
Way.